Reinforced concrete column construction. Today we are going to discuss all the aspects of the construction of the reinforced concrete columns. Chipping, setting out, rebar cleaning, lapping, tying the links, fixing cover blocks, rebar inspection and many more. We will be discussing today. I am Prasad from Structural Guide. Please subscribe our YouTube channel. You may get the notification on new videos. Let's discuss main aspects of the reinforced concrete column construction. First, we are going to discuss about chipping. As you know, once you pour the concrete, the loose concrete layer will be developed at the top of the concrete column. On the figure your left, you can see here very smooth concrete surface is there. About 1 inch thick layer will be here at the top. This layer we have to remove and we have to expose some concrete before pouring the next concrete. So you have to chip the concrete and do the rest of the construction. As you can see here, this column has fixed with the side formwork and they have insert the nails and the concrete has damaged. This is because the very weak concrete is there. Therefore you have to clean, as you can see in this figure, you have to clean reinforced concrete column properly. You have to remove the top grout layer in the column. Setting out. Before doing the reinforcement work, we have to check the setting of the column. Once you pour the concrete into the floor, after it's get hardened, you do the setting out of the columns. You mark the offsets. As you can see here in this figure, you can mark these offset lines. From these offset lines, you can set out the column positions. Once you set out, you can fix the formwork and you can do everything. So for example, you can, instead of doing the kicker, you may fix a formwork or timber bars like this. Then you can fix the formwork to that. Next, we have to clean the reinforcement, especially when structure is old or when it is close to the sea. There will be rust develop in the steel surface. So we have to clean the reinforcement. You may use the wire brush or any other method to clean the reinforcement. Anyway, you have to keep in mind with the rust or with the corroded reinforcement, you shall not do the concreting work. Lapping and tying up links. You may have the columns casted from the down level, then floor level. You have to lap the reinforcement. So you have to follow the correct standards and the given drawings, and you have to do the lapping of the column reinforcement. Here you have to follow the guidelines specifically. When you tie the links, you have to concentrate on the link. At cranks you have to provide the additional links. All those we have to consider. The crank length also you have to maintain as specified in the structural drawings. Generally it's kept at 1:10 angle. Fixing cover blocks and the rebar inspection. Before covering the reinforced concrete column with the formwork, we have to do the inspection of the reinforcement, whether they are tied correctly or whether you have provided the reinforcement correctly. You have to inspect at this point. After you fixing all the formwork and you have done all the setting out, then doing inspection won't be correct, because if you have to do any adjustment, you have to remove whole thing again. You have to do the formwork again. Therefore, before fixing the formwork, you have to do the inspection, and also you have to make sure you have fixed the adequate cover blocks to the reinforcement to maintain the cover. Then you can fix the formwork. Then fixing formwork shall be done in the correct manner, because if you fix the formwork, this could damage. When the concrete is filled, there will be high pressure. So with that high pressure, the formwork would collapse. So we have to be careful. Adequate lateral restraint and also adequate support to the plywoods shall be given. Once you fix the formwork, you have to do the setting out. As you can see in the figure on your right, you have to do the setting now. You fix the plumps at top and at the bottom. Now in the bottom you may have the setting out lines, so you can check these gaps, and top also you can check that gap. Those gaps should be same, then it is aligned. And also props should be also aligned in in this directions also, because you may have the setting outline. From that also you can check these positions. Actually, you better have two plumps. With that, you can measure the alignment in both the directions correctly. Once you do the setting out and the reinforcement inspection is completed, you can pour the concrete. Concrete pouring is very important in construction. Generally, pre-fall height is kept at 1.5 meters or about 4 to 5 feet. More than that, there will be a chance of segregation of the concrete. Therefore, you shall not do the free falling of concrete more than 1.5 meters. If you have a long height and also if you can't put the trim into the concrete columns, you may have a pocket at the lower level. You may, if you can't put the trim from the top, you may have a pocket there and you fill the concrete and then you can close it. That's the best way you do the concreting in columns. Once you pour the concrete, you have to check the setting out again, because during concrete pouring process there may be disturbances, jacks may be loosened, so therefore you have to check again once you complete the pouring. Immediately after completing the concrete pouring, you may do the setting out again if you have the plumps and fixed supporters. So with that you can check the alignment of the column. Then you have to do the curing. So you may keep the formwork for certain period. Generally curing has to be done up to 7 days. Now you may not be able to keep the formwork 7 days. In such case, within 2 or 3 days, you may remove the formwork and you have to apply a curing method. You may put the gunny bags as we shown here. Then you may do the curing or wetting continuously. There may be other methods. If you really can't do the wetting continuously, you better keep the formwork maximum date that is possible. Then you do the continuous wetting. That's the best way you can follow during the construction of concrete columns. With that, we end the today discussion on construction of concrete columns. So we meet again from new video. Thank you very much for watching our videos.